morning. So, ito na po yung ating third topic and of course, our last topic. So, it's all about the digital self and of course, the mental health and yun. Okay? So, as we begin, no, so, sinabi nating digital world, it's already part of who we are. Okay? So, kung ano yung mga pinopost natin, ano yung mga linalike, sineshare, or yung mga kino-comment natin, it's already became part of our identity. Okay, so yung digital self natin, it is how we present, how we express, or paano natin intindihin, no, yung ating sarili when it comes to online world, no? So, through the social media, yung mga applications, and of course, our interactions digitally, okay? So, we have here the identity formations. Okay, so ang identity formation, it's a process of how the individuals they are going to create, to express, or to negotiate, okay, kung sino po sila both in real life and of course in online world or digital world. Okay, so it's all about discovering kung sino ka talaga. How do others see you? Kung paano kanila tingnan and kung ano yung gusto mong maging or gusto mong makita, okay, ng ibang tao. Okay, so itong process na to, itong identity formation na to, is nagsisimula siya during our childhood. Okay? But, of course, it continues throughout our life. Okay? So, especially kapag nasa stage na tayo ng adolescence or young adulthood, okay, wherein we are exploring our roles, our beliefs, and of course, our connections. Okay? So we have our online identity here, no? So, ang online identity, ito po yung version ng ating sarili that we are presenting, okay, in the internet, no? Through social media posts, mga photos, mga videos, or even, no, kung paano tayo mag-comment or mag-react. Okay? So, unlike po kasi kay face-to-face interactions is mas control po natin yung ating sarili kung ano yung pinapakita natin at kung ano yung nakikita ng ibang tao. No? So when you post something online, you're showing a piece of your identity only. No? So the question is, yung piece na ba yun is totoo? Hindi ba siya exaggerated? Or pinili mo yun ng mabuti bago mo siya i-post? Okay? Ngayon, atin i-explore yung three main features, which is the curated self. So, ang curated self, ito naman po yung um, pinili mo or chosen, edited, and of course, it is a controlled presentation. Meaning to say, yung pinapakita mo sa online is pinili mo lang siya, inedit mo na yon, and of course, may control ka kung ano lang yung ipapakita mo. Okay? Like, kapag sinabi natin in the whole story is yun lang yung highlight. Okay, yun yung pinaka-highlight mo, yun yung pinaka-best mo. Okay? We pick kung ano yung ating ipopost. Pinipili natin kung ano yung inside natin and kung ano yung gusto nating makita ng ibang tao sa atin. Okay? That is curated self. No, so pag kinurate po natin sa online, okay, in online self, kung paano natin i-arrange yung mga photos natin nasa album. Okay? Pinipili natin yung best na gusto nating makita or maipakita sa ating feeds. Okay? However, kapag nasobrahan or over-curations, is naglilid po siya into pressure. Okay? Or di kaya insecurities. Kasi kung ano yung pinapakita mo online, pwedeng magre-reflect yun or hindi siya magre-reflect sa reality or full realities. Okay? So that is curated self. No? So, performative aspect. So, dito naman po, meaning to say, yung mga tao is they act or to perform in online. Project nila dito yung idealized version ng sarili mo. Okay? Para lang makuha mo yung attention ng ibang tao, to please others, and of course, to gain approval. Okay? So, online, no, there are many people who play a role, okay? Para silang actors or actresses sa isang stage, no? But always remember that even the performances is they reveal what we want others to see us or kung ano yung mga binabalyo natin. Ano yung mga gusto nating makita ng ibang tao sa atin, no? So it doesn't mean that you are being fake. Okay, so it means you are only recognizing that the social media, okay, is all about impression management, okay? So we perform para ma-fit in or to connect or di kaya naman to protect our self-image, okay? So next naman is flexibility. Okay, so flexibility, um, meaning to say that our digital self can easily change or adapt depende po sa platform, depende sa audience mo or situation mo. Like for example, kung sa Facebook, ang mga friends mo is yung mga family members, um, neighbors, professionals, of course, there is a expectation kung paano ka magbe-behave sa Facebook. Pero sa online, I mean sa TikTok, kung ang mga friends mo naman ay hindi mo kilala, paano ka din magbe-behave doon? Pwede kang maging funny, maging free ka, mga ganun. Okay, so depende, yung pagiging flexible mo, depende yun sa magiging platform mo or di kaya naman sa audience mo. Okay? So, online identity as flexible. Okay? So, you can adjust it into different audiences or platform, no? But always be careful, no? Too much change, pwede po siyang or pwede pong mawala yung ating authentic self. No? So, ang flexibility, pwede po siyang maging positive because it help us, no, to connect with different communities or diverse communities. But, dapat kailangan naka-align pa rin, no, sa ating true values and of course, our beliefs. Okay? Okay, so we have the offline identity now. So yung offline identity is your authentic, your everyday self. Ito yung person in real life, in face-to-face interactions. Okay? So it includes both of your strength and of course your weaknesses, your emotions, your responsibilities, and lahat po ito is part po ng iyong sarili na hindi nag-a-appear sa social media or online. Okay? So, offline identity is the real you. Not the edited one, not the filtered one. Okay? But this is the person who feels, who react, or to connect in that moment. Okay? So, in authentic or everyday self, okay, this is who you are, no, naturally. It's your real personality, your habits, your emotions, your attitudes. Okay? Which is there's no one is watching you or when you are with those people who know you well. Okay? So, hindi po siya curated, hindi po siya filtered. Ito po yung raw and unfiltered version ng sarili mo. Okay? Your authentic self is seen in not in what you post, okay, but in how you treat others and handle our real life challenges. Okay, so let's continue. So it includes both the strengths and vulnerabilities. Okay, so yung offline identity natin, it shows our complete self, no? Yung confident, yung mga responsible or responsibilities natin, and even our insecurities wherein nag-struggle din tayo, mga ganun. No? So unlike kay online self natin or online life natin, we were only or we saw no the best side of our real life, no? Pero sa real life is nakikita din natin yung mga imperfections natin and even the growth, okay? So being a real, meaning to say you are accepting both of your light, your dark, okay, your shadows, yung mga strength mo, yung mga weaknesses mo, your flaws, no? That is what make us human. Okay, so it's okay not to be perfect or not, yan, no? So yung growth po natin is nangyayari siya when we learn from both of our success and of course our failure. Okay? Next is less controlled and more spontaneous. So, yung offline interactions natin is immediate and unedited. So, meaning to say, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-pause, hindi mo siya madi-delete or ma-filter out. Okay? Kung ano yung mga sasabihin mo or gagawin mo. So, yung reactions mo, yung mga body language mo, emotions mo, is nagpapakita po siya naturally. Okay? So, ganun po ang less control. Okay? So, yung offline life natin, it teaches us, no, the empathy and of course, our connections because it is a real time and of course unfiltered. It is wherein yung genuine relationship natin is nabubuo siya. Okay? So that is offline identity. Okay, so there is these two versions, no, the online and versus, I mean the offline, no. It is a two version of ourself. Okay, it's both real, but sometimes they do not match. Okay, so there is a difference between the two. When we say online self, it's curated, it's idealized, it's flexible. Pero si offline self is it tied up into realities. It's genuine, okay? Spontaneous. Si off si I mean si online self kasi also syempre yung best lang ang pinapakita. So mean to say you decided what to post. Pero si offline self, yung reactions mo is nangyayari po siya naturally. Nagpapakita siya naturally. And ang online self is mas broader ang audience. Pero si offline self, mas deeper yung relationship mo. Nasa real world siya. Okay? So that's the difference between the two. Okay, so we have the self-concept and self-presentation. So ang self-concept natin, it is your mental picture of yourself. Okay, your understanding of your traits, your abilities, your values, and emotions. No? So ina-answer niyo yung, or sinasagot niyo yung tanong na who am I? It is built through your experiences, your family, with the help of your family, the culture, your education, and of course, your social interactions. Okay? So, yung self-concept natin is para siyang mirror na nasa isip natin. Kung meron tayong tinatawag na looking glass self, meron naman tayong tinatawag na self-concept is like a mirror. Okay? So, it reflects how you see yourself. Okay? Not others or not how others see you. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ikaw kung paano mo mismo tignan yung sarili mo. Okay? That is self-concept. No? So, paano ba siya nade-develop? It is because of our personal experiences. Kung ano yung mga na-experience mo before, nakatulong po siya dun sa pag-shape of how you view yourself. Of course, the feedback from others, kung paano ka itrato ng ibang tao, kung paano ka nila i-describe, it is affect your self-image. Okay? Kung paulit-ulit nila yung sinasabi, naapektuhan naman yung self-image mo. And of course, the social comparison, you are comparing yourself to other people, especially on online or social media, okay, wherein it can affect your self-esteem. Okay, so it's good to learn from others, but never let yung comparison na yun will define your value. So you are unique, and of course, you have your own story. Okay, so your story is your own. Next is we have the self-presentation. So kung paano natin or how we choose to show ourselves to other people. Okay, so it is how you present or to express or to display yourself to other people through your words, your actions, behavior, yung pananamit mo, even kung ano yung mga pinopost mo. Okay, so it is answer, how do I want others to see yourself or to see me? Kung paano ka manamit, mga ganun. Okay, so ang self-presentation, it isn't about pretending. It's about communication. You show others who you are through your actions and of course, your choices. Okay? Okay. So next we have the digital culture. So here in digital culture, it refers into a way wherein people live, communicate, and they are going to express themselves or themselves in online world or in digital world. No? So we include here how we use social media, the applications, and online platforms to connect, to share, and to shape our identity. So in the digital age, yung social media po is more than a entertainment. It has already became part of our space wherein our identity is being created, being performed, or displayed. Okay, so before, kung yung mga tao is they show who they are through their actions and of course in face-to-face interactions, now is we are now also showing ourselves through our posts, yung mga captions, mga selfies, mga pagsali sa mga online trends. Okay, so ano yung mga online trends na? Like for example, yung mga TikTok challenges, yung mga glow ups, yung mga yan. Okay? So, sabi ko nga, no, being authentic, no, doesn't mean that you are sharing everything. Okay? Next. Yan. Authenticity versus idealization. Okay, so ito pala ito. So, authenticity, no, being real, transparent, true to self. Authenticity, meaning to say you are showing your genuine self. Your real thoughts, yung emotions mo, and even your experiences, kahit hindi po siya perfect yun. Okay? So, it's all about honesty and self-acceptance. You are not pretending to be someone else para mag-impress or magpa-impress sa ibang tao. Okay? Being authentic, ulitin ko nga, doesn't mean you are sharing everything. It means that you are just being honest in what you do. Okay? Or kung ano yung mga sinashare. Okay? So, for example, sa loob ng classroom wherein there's a student who admits na hindi niya naintindihan yung lesson, but they ask questions sincerely, okay? It is already showing a authenticity wherein they value the learning more than they are appearing perfect. Okay? So authenticity, it helps to build the trust, the confidence, okay? Because you are no longer have to pretend. Hindi mo na kailangang pretend. Next is idealization. And in idealization, meaning to say naman, is pine-present mo naman yung idealized self mo, which is like perfect, exaggerated version ng iyong sarili. Okay? Para lang to gain approval, the attentions or admiration of other people. Okay? It's not bad, or it's not always bad. Sometimes, it is just how we want to highlight our best self. Okay? But it can become harmful, nagiging harmful po siya, wherein dumadating sa point na nagkakaroon ng comparison, ng insecurities, or pretend. Okay? So that is idealization. So it's normal, no, that we want to look good to others, but don't let, no, yung pressure na yun is, gusto mong, parang yung kagustuhan mong maging perfect sa paningin ng ibang tao, is makalimutan mo yung real self mo. Okay? So, idealizations, pwede po siyang maging motivating sa una, but it is also lead into anxiety, pagkakaroon ng self-doubt, and of course, no, emotional exhaustions. Okay? When you, parang doon mo na mafe-feel na you must or kailangan mong i-maintain yung na-create mong or perfect image na meron ka. Okay? So that is idealizations. Filipino context. Okay, so dito sa Filipino context, no, syempre, in the Philippines, the digital world is hindi na lang po siya trendy or not a trend. Okay, it's already part of our everyday life and of course, our identity. Okay, the Filipinos, yung mga taong yan, yung mga Pilipino na yan, is, they are, most, no, sila po yung most active social media users. Okay, so, ang online is naging habits natin wherein nagre-reflect na din with our values, the creativity of the Filipinos, the humor that they have, and of course, your social relationship. So, ang social media is naging part na po siya ng space ng mga tao wherein they already express who we are or who they are. They connect with other peoples. They even shape their personal and cultural identities, no? The way kung paano tayo mag-behave online, kung ano yung mga, for example, ano yung mga pina-follow nating mga page, ano yung mga bagay na pina-post natin, ano yung mga trends na sinasalihan natin, lahat po yun is nagre-reflect something about who we are as a Filipino and of course as a individuals. Okay? So yan, sa Instagram versus notes, for example yan, versus messy cramming. No? So, um, there is different platforms like, for example, Instagram, TikTok, and etc. So there are many students who share, for example, a study aesthetic photos or yung tinatawag nating studygram post, no? Wherein yung there is a neatly written notes, there is color coded, um, there is a color coded highlighters, organized desk, and of course, you have your calm study playlist na meron kang mga tugtog na nakaka-calm down naman, ganun. Okay, wherein yun po yung idealized version ng isang estudyante, student life. Yun yung pinapakita niya sa uh, social media, okay? It is focused, inspired, and productive. But in reality, there are students na nakakapag-experience ng messy side wherein nagka-cramming siya tuwing exam, nag-aaral siya ng nagpupuyat, yung mga yan. They are feeling anxious or di kaya naman meron silang magulong mga notebook or messy notebooks. Okay, so that is the reality or the authentic self. Okay, so idealized self, you are posting your perfect notes or yung mga caption like when I study hard, big dream, yung mga ganun, or dream big, mga ganun. Pero sa authentic self mo, you admit that you are tired, you are unmotivated, but you are still trying your best. No? So that is the difference between the two. Okay? So yeah, no? So that is also the other examples. Now we have the TikTok blow up and the local online communities. Okay? So next is we'll have the impact of digital interactions and in self-perceptions. Okay? So self-perception in digital age. So it is how people see and evaluate themselves. Okay? So in digital world or in today's digital world, it is influenced by the online interactions. So ano yung mga online interactions? Yung mga likes, mga comments, mga shares, or even the followers. Okay, so social media is nakakaboost po siya ng confident kapag ang feedback is positive. Pero nagkukos po siya ng insecurities kapag kino-compare naman natin yung sarili natin sa ibang tao. No? So, online versus real life. So, online self, sabi ko nga, it's curated. It is filtered. It is controlled. Okay? Ito yung version na gusto nating makita ng ibang tao. Pero in real life self, or real life, no, it is your authentic, your unedited, and it is shaped by your real experiences. The more po kasi na nagre-rely tayo sa online approval, the more na rinirist natin nakalimutan or I mean matabunan yung totoong ikaw, no? So, gaya na sabi ko, yung social media is used to reflect in your real self, not to replace it. Okay? So we have the social comparison. So social comparison, nangyayari po siya when the people compare their looks, their lifestyle, or their achievements with others, especially po sa social media. Okay, so it can lead into insecurities through the feelings of inadequacy. Okay, because we often see, okay, only the best parts of other people lives online. Okay, so we have the social comparison theory by Leon Festinger, okay, ng 1954, wherein they say that the people evaluate themselves by comparing with other para po maintindihan nila yung sarili nilang worth and their abilities. Okay? So remember, kung ano yung nakikita mo online, highlight lang yun ng kanilang buhay, not the full story. So your journey, okay, is unique. No? So don't measure your worth by someone else fit. Okay? So we have this validation seeking. So in validation seeking, it is a desire for the external approval. Ito po yung through the likes, the shares, the followers or the comments on social medias. Okay? So kapag positive reactions, it can give you a temporary self-esteem. Okay? Binuboost niya yung self-esteem mo. But kapag nagre-rely ka ng sobra doon sa mga yon, it weaken your confidence. Maapektuhan yung confidence. It make your self-worth depend on the others' opinion na. Okay? So, yun po. Next is we have here the examples, no, cyberbullying, digital footprints, and cancel culture. When we say cyberbullying, you're using digital platforms para mangharas, manginsulto, or mag-humiliate ng ibang tao. Okay? So online words can world ka pala, no, can wound, no, just as deeply as the real ones. But you have to use your voice to uplift. Okay? Hindi po pang para mang shame ng ibang tao. Like for example, sa cyberbullying, binidyo mo yung classmate mo na hindi niya ma-pronounce ng mabuti yung isang word sa loob ng classroom, tapos pinost mo pa without the permission of that student. That is already a cyberbullying. Okay? Next naman is digital footprints. Dito naman, ang digital footprints, lahat ng pinapost mo online, sinishare mo, kino-comment mo, is nag-iwan po siya ng permanent digital trace. Okay? So, kahit dinelete mo pa yon, is pwede po siyang ma-save or di kaya naman ma-screenshot. Okay? Hindi po makakalimutan ng internet. Okay? The internet never forgets. That's why you have to think before you click, before you post or comment. Like for example, sa GC nyo, may mga binabash-bash kayo doon. Then one time is may nag-screenshot. Nakarating doon sa taong yun. So it leaves a permanent digital trace. Okay? Next naman is cancel culture. So dito naman, you are acting, no? The act of publicly calling. Okay? Kino-call out mo yung isang tao or di kaya rineject mo yung isang tao because of their offensive or problematic behavior. Okay? So, yung accountability, okay po yun, no? It's good. But, online hate is, hindi po yun yung justice. That's why you have to learn to call out with respect, not cruelty. Okay? So, yun po yung importante dito. Advocacy, okay? So, here, in advocacy for digital responsibilities, when we say digital responsibility, it is the ethical, it's the responsible use of technology and social media. So, being mindful of what we post, what we share, and say online. Okay? You have to respect the others online. No? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan mong i-avoid ang hate speech, pang-insulto, pang-bubuli. Okay? You have to protect your privacy. So, ibig sabihin din is kailangan mag-isip ka muna bago mo i-share ang iyong personal informations or mga photos mo. Okay? Like for example, yung jowa mo, humihingi siya ng, yung mga nudes, mga ganun. Then, since pinagkakatiwalaan mo siya, sinend mo naman. But, no, hindi mo alam, magagamit niya yun pang-blackmail sa'yo. That's why you have to think before you share. Okay? Next naman is you have to avoid harmful behavior. So, I mean to say is do not spread the fake news or do not join into any toxic friends. Okay? So, kailangan mong maging responsible digital citizen. Meaning to say, you have to use your online voice with kindness, with honesty, and of course, respect. Because what you post online, it reflects who you are. Okay? So that's it. We have here the advocacy, meaning to say it is raising awareness. You have, educating others or taking actions to promote a responsible and of course, ethical use of technology. Now, you have to empower the individuals and communities para protektahan yung kanilang sarili and of course the other people from those online risks like cyberbullying, the disinformations or misinformations, and of course privacy breaches. Okay? So yung advocacy na to, nagsisimula siya with our awareness. When you speak up for digital kindness and responsibilities, you are helping, to make the internet a safe place for everyone. Okay? So we have here the core areas of digital responsibilities. Una is the privacy and security. So dito, you have to protect your personal informations online. Avoid sharing or oversharing, or kailangan mong gumawa or gumamit ng isang password na hindi nila malalaman. You have to secure your platforms. Number two is respectful engagement. You have to practice kindness and empathy online. Okay? Avoid hate speech, bashing, or toxic comments. Okay? And number three is digital literacy. So, kailangan critical thinker ka or critical user ka. You have to learn to identify kung ano yung fake news at saka mga misinformations. That is why you have to fact check before sharing. Okay? And cyber ethics. Last is cyber ethics. So, kailangan gamitin mo ang technology fairly and responsibly. You have to respect those intellectual properties, magbigay ka ng credits, or you have to avoid plagiarism. Okay? Kailangan mong i-cite yung mga sources mo. Okay? So, digital responsibility is not just about safety. It is about your integrity, your respect, your awareness. Kung ano yung ginagawa mo online, nagre-reflect yun sa values mo offline. Okay? Or in real life. So, we have here the issues and challenges addressed. Okay? So, cyberbullying. Okay? Online harassment, shaming, or humiliations wherein it harms the person's emotional well-being. Okay? So, that's cyberbullying. Misinformation, disinformation. Ito yung mga fake news, rumors, propagandas. Okay, yun yung mga yan. Privacy. Ano ba yan? Privacy violations. So, it's your the unauthorized use of the personal data through scamming, phishing, mga ganun. And digital addiction, yung sobrang paggamit mo ng social media, ng mga games, online games, or yung mga gadgets, wherein it leads into poor focus. Hindi ka makafocus. Uh, Isolations. Okay, yun po yung mga technology it should serve you, not to control you. That's why you have to be alert, to be kind, and of course, be smart when it comes to online. Okay, so we have here the examples when it comes to Filipino context. Una is Marites culture. So dito naman, you are spreading the rumors or yung pag-gossip mo online without verifying the facts. Okay? Often, true, especially in Facebook, mga group chats, mga ganun. Okay? So, you have to think before you share. Spreading the false info can harm your reputations and, of course, your relationship. Next naman is online scams. So, dito naman is especially Gcash fraud, ang mga fake online sellers, mga bogus deliveries, wherein tinitrick po nila yung mga people into losing their monies. That's why you have to always verify the accounts. You have to avoid sharing your personal infos. And of course, you have to buy only to those trusted sources. Okay? Next, last is the respectful debate. Okay, so dito naman, and of course, advocacy. The student organizations and of course, youth groups, they use social media to raise awareness, especially about political and social issues. Okay, so yung online debates na yun can educate and inspire as long as yung kanilang discussion still remain respectful and mirroring fact-based. Okay? So, ulitin ko, pag sinabi natin digital responsibility, meaning to say, you are being wise and compassionate online. Okay, you have to verify those facts, protecting yourself, and using your voice to uplift other people. So, that's end with our third topic. Okay? So, ito na yung third topic natin. Okay? So, I hope you will learn something today.